Right. Nottingham to London. Train LNER number 324. Composition, locomotive, coal car, first class car, postal wagon, special wagon, ordered by Mr. Robinson. Okay. Definitely need to speak to Mr. Robinson then.
Is the train set?
We must. There might be the possibility that this was ordered. That this is what they were after. It was at Bridlington Station, so they may have ordered it and then got with the idea of getting on at Bridlington, and they may have been after him, or something was added there that he was to get. Let's ask the station master about Bridlington Station, or Mr. Robinson if he knows anything. Mr. Robinson's special wagon, special car.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Indeed. Would you know any of the passengers on the train?
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting.
Could be relevant. Where is Bridlington Station? Please don't hate Bridlington.
You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
It's in.
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
It's in a village called Bridlington.
Man.
Right, what have we now got? Dialogue. The Everton station master received a message informing of the train's delay due to issues with passengers at Bridlington Station. We do, of course, we remember what we do realise it was late, of course. Watson was commenting on it, and I think that's why we heard it, didn't we? Now go to Bridlington. We heard it, I believe, was the point. There are some people down here. Let's see if we can talk to them first before we head elsewhere. Because they might be... Oh, right. We just head to Bridlington then. We're going to walk to Bridlington. Ah, no. I was wondering if we could talk to those people there, but I think they might just be part of the decoration. If they were there in the evening, they may have been observing something, or they may be waiting for someone to arrive who was on the train, if the train was missing. Right, so... Here's someone in here. Angry passenger. Maybe he's waiting for the same train we were. Oh,
It's an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
What was his name? Oh, I can't remember what the fellow's name was. The young man from the first case. Ooh. Waistcoat? Work clothes. Ooh, ticket. Cheap ticket to London. Possibility he may have been thrown off. Rough skin. So he's a worker. Couldn't afford the train, possibly. No, we need to... We've missed something, haven't we? Married. Right. By the looks of it. So that means we've got to zoom back to... Married. So he's a working man. What are you angry about, my good man?
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my collie, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you a passenger on the train that disappeared?
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
So, two possibilities. Either the people who left on board were in league with whoever disappeared the train, or the rich people were the reason the train was disappeared, and they've been taken captive. What can you tell me about the rich people?
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
And what can we tell about him? Oh, what was his name? John Nelligan. Same model, isn't it? By this passenger's hands and clothes, he appears to be a specialised worker. There's no baggage and is alone. He's not travelling nor on vacation with his wife, holidaying. He takes the train on a daily basis to get to work and back. In this event, he should be accustomed to the railway and be familiar with the stations and his regular fellow passengers. You would expect him then... He would know a valid ticket if he saw one, or an invalid ticket if he saw one. You must be Mr. Robinson. I can tell from your name.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Well, let's observe him. Seems Australian from his accent. He is. You can tell from the hat. Expensive clothes. He's a rich man. Heavy old ring goes with the value, which makes sense. He was very fancy shoes, crocodile skin. Well, we know that he's rich, and he, for some reason, wanted that extra car. So, but you're Mr. Robinson, are you not?
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
That seems like a very odd thing to say. You know that you ordered a special car. You must be fairly sure. I know you ordered a special car. So you've got nothing to hide there, true, but surely if it's important you'd want it back, whatever the contents of the car were. You ordered a special car for the train, didn't you?
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention. And I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
That'd be the Spaniards. What would be the value of the prototype?
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
The revolution
For
machine.
God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in. And yet, I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
And the direction of the company?
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
So they'd be the Spaniards.
What do you know about the Barcazas company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
So it's possible that they could have kind of run off with it, hiding the disappearance under the guise of the train disappearance. I assume you weren't on the train yourself?
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean company.
And of course, he didn't remove Mr. Robinson. He was squirreled away using the other method. Robinson is a wealthy man. I missed someone. I'm guessing that's from the first one. Oh well. Who holds a high position in society, clearly indicated by his expensive clothes and golden ring, his Australian hat and crocodile shoes. May I last deduce that he's a foreigner who travelled to England. Most likely he's here due to a business trip. That would, of course, be the... Can I link those? No. Can I link those? Right. Excellent. The Chileans' stay on the train was just a coincidence. The train conductor overlooked them. No. They were intentionally left on the train. The controller removed all passengers from the train except for the Chileans. That was very deliberate. Do we have any other clues we can use? They disappeared. That's... Yes. I believe that the Chileans were deliberately kept on the train for some reason. I'm not sure if it's because they are somehow involved or through some other for some other reason. Station master.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Now let's observe him. It might give us a bit more information. Young age, yes. And he's kind of being somewhat abused by Mr. Robinson. Well, intimidated maybe. He's new, clean clothes, instruction guide to it. But he does have dirty hands, ink smudges. So he's primarily an administrative person. You had problems with passengers?
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But
commuting.
yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand.
It's got to go through a series of procedures. Did anything else unusual happen yesterday?
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
Not long.
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Right. He's a rookie station master. Can I put that forward? Yes.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything.
What kind of browbeating the poor lad?
I scolded the ticket inspector. for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so.
Oh.
He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
Right. What was this strange message?
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
Interesting.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Can we observe Tren Liner LNER number 324 Arriveg à I believe I understand. This Chilean company, the people in charge, yeah. Estación. I'm not entirely sure of the language. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that might be Spanish. The Dioate y yes. I believe that they think they've sent it on. They've misspelled the area. Chesterfield. I don't know. They've misspelled the name. They've misspelled the English bits and then devolved into Spanish. So we have this company, inverted commas, who have made off with the device. Seems to be... Should head to Chesterfield then. Dialogue. The Chesterfield station master's report about the vanished train was full of errors and barely readable, so I have to understand if he confirmed that the train passed through his station or not. He's saying it did. Right, the station master of Bridlington is fairly young, tries to keep his uniform clean, and he is attentive to his duties. Fresh ink stains upon the fingers of his right hand indicate this young man has been writing a great deal. Potentially a report into the disappearance of the train. Also, it proves he's right-handed. It seems that he has almost completed his education, and this is his first serious position. So we'll have to head to Chessington, but we can... Not Chessington, Chesterfield. You say there's something else for me to discover. I think you're lying, game. First observe anything. He's obviously writing something. Can we observe what he's reading? Or read it? No. Ooh, the telegraph.
A telegraph.
Alright. Okay, so not much else. Let's see if there is anything. Gap in the floor. Sheet of paper. Something's fallen through the gaps.
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
Why would he have it here? Insurance organised by Thomas L. Robinson for his prototype called the Autonomous Electricity Generator. This policy partially covers the loss of the prototype up to 50%. Maximum cover amount, £15,000. Insurance duration, 1 year renewable. It'd be good to know the date when it started then. We shall ask him about it, I believe. There is the possibility now, knowing that he took out insurance, that he could have organised this whole incident. You had an insurance policy on your prototype, did you not?
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
Important grip sack? What? I don't know what he's asking. Let's find out.
I see that you kept your grip sack with you.
Ah, right.
Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.